Miss dagger. Oh, got him with that dagger. Oh, he dodges it with the gravity Greaves! Oh, man. Good try. Dude. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Is He Cookin', where we examine interesting builds in the Predecessor community. And today I have a game by a crunch player who goes by the name of Tectonic. He's a very strong player, and when I saw this build, I was floored. And he's been refining this build and practicing this build over many games. I just picked one. I hope it's a good showcase of it. Let's dive in. We'll just fast forward a little bit to the actual lane action, and we'll see how this unfolds. I can't wait until you see the build in action. I'm excited for it too. It's a very cool concept, and yeah, just we'll see as the game unfolds. But I sincerely hope you enjoy this video. If you want to try this build later on in your own games, let me know how it turns out, if you'd be so inclined. But if not, at the very least we get to see some high-level play. The very cool build. Now, Tectonic is very well known for his crunch. His crunch is monstrous. Just monstrous. Oh, Zaris coming in with a level 2 gank here. Kwang backpedaling as to not lose any kind of speed. Zaris is now brawling. Tekken has given up on the gank as he doesn't want to miss too much CS. And the Zaris is losing valuable time, but he repels the Kwang, which is quite nice because it helps the crunch to get back. In terms of CS, because it's a 5-to-1 difference now. But and with the Zaris' intervention, Crunch hits level 2 first. Zaris went to check the 2 camp to make sure it's still there, and he's taking his 5s now. The level 2 gank there, sir, although it didn't yield a kill, it does help the Crunch player stabilize quite a bit, because Kwang is just well, let's be honest, he's overpowered. Even after the nerfs, he's got everything: tankiness, damage, CC. He's the total package, and he can trade in the off lane while melting the waves at the same time, which is, I don't think any other character has that same capability at level 1 or 2. So more so level 2 and 3 rather than level 1. But anyway, it's going to be a pretty standard start here. We see a warrior crest, which is a pretty interesting choice, as it's pretty common to go assassin crest. Oh, and the Countess comes to the gank, but because he's level 3, Crunch was able to dash out. But you normally see an assassin's crest into Witch Stalker crest. And the reason for that is because the Omni Vamp provides healing on his autos and his abilities, as well as a cleanse, which, as you know, CC can be the death of Crunch. Additionally, it also has some nice stats. But this warrior crest, I'm curious which crest he'll eventually decide upon. Could he go the Brutalix, which does have a cleanse in and of itself? The Brutalix also gives HP, which is nice, and some damage. Good job, good patience there, seizing the cannon minion. Okay. We have Crunch backing. I'll fast forward the backs just to kind of save time a little bit. We don't have to watch him walk all the way at full speed. Okay. I already know the items, but I don't want to spoil them. You may already know as well from the introduction to the video. But yeah, now Tekken is content to farm here. And that's smart. You know, as a crunch player, you want to prioritize your level 6. And if you have a lead, it's all the more powerful once you reach level 6. The enemy solo laner ganking mid, rotating. This is a early rotation out of the Kwang here. And it has to yield results for it to be worth it anyways. I'm not sure if it is worth it, truthfully, because he is almost 2 levels behind now, it looks like. No, he got level 5 on that gank. Oh man, but the... Okay. Oh! Tekken comes to aid the Xerath jungler as the Countess was invading and trying to repel him off of his camps. And this is fine for the crunch player because look at where the wave is. It's I think it's crashing under the tower. Yeah, it's crashing under the tower. So that's perfectly fine. He's still coming back. As the enemy team is just super aggro and invading. Oh man, the blink on the Countess. Nice. See oh, blink in on the Mori. Oh wow. And he gets level 6 with that. Oof. Big right there. Blinks were traded, and the Countess and Mori overextended, overstayed their welcome, and the Mori was punished for it. So was the Countess losing her blink. Countess without a blink is much less scary. So now he's coming back in lane. And... I'm sure maybe you've anticipated the first item of the build, according to the components, the tier 2 components we see here now. But if you have not, the first 2 items are building into Augmentation, which is probably the most commonly used item on Crunch. It is just incredible for him, and it synergizes extraordinarily well with his ultimate recrunch. That's the name of it. You get a move speed buff on your ultimate, which is huge for Crunch since you're constantly using your ultimate. At level 1, I think it's like 60-second cooldown, but then at level 3, it's like every 25 seconds. It's crazy. So the Kwang stays. Now let's examine the CS levels. Our Crunch player has 54 and our Kwang has 41. So there's a substantial deficit that the Kwang player has. And Crunch is trading with the Kwang here and not trading very well. Oh, but he's coming back. It looked like Kwang won that fight pretty decidedly. But since Crunch had the superior wave, he was able to come out on top there, and he, although he didn't kill the Kwang, he got the blink for free, which is huge in a solo lane. As now Crunch, since he used his blink before, will know for a fact that when it's up, he has that blink advantage on the Kwang. Pretty well played by our Crunch player here. I thought he was going to lose that fight. And it turns out, I guess it turns out once Kwang goes through a rotation of his abilities, that's when you gotta dig your heels and go in with an empowered Q. Oh no, he gets hit by a tether. This is gonna be a bad trade for the Crunch, but he doesn't quite have augmentation yet, but oh, here we have the Xerath coming in with a oh yeah, and he ults. Yeah, he could have popped that ult earlier, but I guess he just wanted to confirm 100% he was going to get the stacks. Yeah, once the Kwang burnt his blink, he's basically a sitting duck for a Xerath game. That's why Xerath is one of the most sought after junglers in the game. He can provide so much value with an ultimate trapping people. But still, here we see our Crunch player winning the lane right now. Does he get this tower too? Does he get the tier 1? Oh yeah. Yeah, so, you know, the Crunch player, just patient and just flat out dominated and won the lane. Oh! Oh man, the Argus ult from blue buff. Yeah. No, you know, that's unfortunate for the Crunch player. Who could have anticipated that? No one anticipates the Argus ult from across the map. Nobody. But he was trying to gauge where it was coming from, and it was too late. After the timer, now he's back in lane. Alright, now the waves are in a somewhat neutral state here. The wave state is neutral, and it's gonna meet closer towards the Crunch player side, but I just want to see the CS here. So we have 84 to the Crunch player and 69 nice to the Kwang player. Okay, so still the Kwang is considerably behind. He does have, I think they have the same level of assists and deaths actually. The Crunch player prioritizing his Q, followed by his uppercut in his E. Our Crunch player is checking here for camp timers, and our Crunch player also has Augmentation. Ooh, he misses his empowered Q. That's pretty devastating. Oh, now he wants to. Oh, is he setting up for a gank here? Why is the Kwang player standing there? That's really bizarre. He just. Oy. Yeah, he's just gonna feed here. Oy. That was awful. Really awful. That didn't. The Kwang player didn't have to die at all there. Just take the damage going back to tower. Anyway, hindsight's 2020. So now our Crunch player is in an even better spot. This Zarus player wisely trying to make sure that the solo lane is in a good state. Oh, he walks right on. Oh yeah, he's gonna do a ton of damage. Oh, is he gonna get him? He gets the blink. He blinks on him. Okay, wow. Does he survive? And he survived. That is nuts. Wow, that was really well played. Oh, the Kwang wanting to chase down. The Kwang, I think, has blink or not. The Kwang definitely does have blink if he's chasing this far. He wants to get the blink tether, but it's too. The Crunch got away. Wow, that was massive. Really nice play by the Crunch here. And he's starting to build into his second item. Now, many of you, some of you who are junglers may know what this item is, but if you're not a jungler, you probably have no idea. But this is the second item where when I saw this build, I thought, wow, this is somebody trying to go off the beaten path and see if there's something strong that can be utilized. And now the Crunch just dishes out so much damage. Oh, I'm so sorry for having it on double speed there. So sorry. But yeah, with the substantial lead that the Crunch has gained with the Zarus ganks and also just like what's occurred in the lane, he is so far ahead that he can just go in on the Kwang now. Like, Crunch is a force of nature. He's a monster, and he dishes out so much damage, and the healing is also considerable. So I tried to kind of intentionally mislead you about the Crest earlier with the Brutalics, because Iceskorn Talons is generally considered the best warrior crest. As you saw, you can create a little puddle. I always think it looks so silly because it looks like the character pees itself on the floor, and it's just a puddle of. Anyway, you create a puddle of ice, and it gives you a move speed boost, and it gives them a slow debuff, and it also increases your damage when you're in that. Okay, so our second item of the build, Berserker's Axe. I was floored when I saw this. I thought it was so cool because Berserker's Axe gives a passive. Every single time you pass a fog wall, you get a passive. And this item, its application is interesting because there's situations, especially that you can use in the solo lane where you might be dead to rights and they're gonna kill you, but you're able to break away with the move speed buff from the fog wall. And there's 3 fog walls in solo lane, so you have plenty of opportunities to use it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, with the Iceskorn Talons, his 2 items spike. The Kwang forgot to press tab when Crunch came back into lane, and now at this point he's just getting farmed, which is, it always feels bad as a solo laner, but you know, as they say, prevention is 10 times worth the cure, and you always want to stop yourself from getting to that point if you can, of course. But against a player like Tekken, it's very difficult to do so. Tekken is one of the best in the game. So now he's just battering down the tier 2 tower, and now it's just going to be like a free farm lane, and he's just going to start eating up the enemy jungle, and he's going to be indirectly hurting the enemy jungle by eating all his blue side. But he's rotating over now. He's late for the first Fang Tooth. 17-minute Fang Tooth. That's a late Fang Tooth. Oh, but he's opting to just push mid wave here because he recognized that his team is going to win the fight there. They already took down the Mori, and now he might get a tier 1 tower, which is, if he gets even more gold, that's gonna help him just get even further. Okay, come on, replay editor. Who said this replay editor does it works as intended? I literally cannot change back to Crunch. Okay, great replay editor on meta. Okay, so he gets the tower gold at mid lane, all by himself. Oh, and he's trying to steal this, but without a smite. Oh, he gets it still. He steals it from the Countess, and that's devastating, especially as a Countess jungle. You want your blue buff. Your blue buff is, you know, you're a mage. Okay, he's got a, oh, he drops the Iceskorn Talons, and he pushes him into tower. Whoa, nice outplay there. Wow, like it turned from a situation where he just should run to he actually almost kills him, and the Zarus is gonna finish him off. Potentially. Oh. Does the Crunch overstays welcome? Oh yeah, the Zarus finishes. Yeah. That was a beautiful play by our Crunch player to push him back into the tower. He ate, I think, 2 tower shots there. But to the newer players, if you are the only hero underneath the tower, you get the full tower gold, which is, oh, they get the Countess, which is, you usually strategically want to give it to certain roles, like really the carry. But as a solo laner too, it's not too shabby because a Crunch can just take over a game. Our Crunch player blinks in and uppercuts, and then uppercuts the Argus. Oh my goodness, he is just hand feeding his team kills at this point. Oh, Tekken's so good at Crunch, man.
Allied tower under attack.
He's on another level with Crunch here. And now he's just back to farming, and he's gonna slowly heal off of the waves due to his Crunch's passive. No, he's gonna go back. This looks like it might be a quick FF. There's only 5 more minutes left. But he's got, I think a Glacial Mallet. I forget what it's called. Which makes sense because 4 out of the 5 characters have slows, and they also have 4 out of 5 magic damage characters. So this is a tech decision by Tekken that worked really, that is really smart, and he can just go in at will here. Oh man, and the Murdoch things up. Look at how much damage he took there. Almost nothing. He's so big at this stage in the game. He's just hunting, going around hunting now because nobody can stand with him. He's had such a big lead, and that's what happens with the solo lanes sometimes. And now he's rotating back to his lane, using the Iceskorn Talons for move speed buff. Oh my gosh. You know, this, I don't even know if I could use this. He's gonna get him. And he gets a nice move speed boost. Look at that. And he caught up to him, and he gets another move speed boost. That's what I'm saying. The power of Berserker's axe, making the most mobile character in the game even more mobile. And they are just, they can't help themselves. They're dropping like flies. He pushes out the Mori. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is devastating for the enemy team.
Allied towers destroyed.
Now he's rotating back to his solo lane. He has not even lost tier 1 tower yet. My gosh, and they're about to take or prime. Tier 1 tower is going to fall if there's no intervention because the wave is pushed against them, but we'll see. They should be able to finish the Orb Prime quickly enough to go and save tier 1 tower, right? You never want to give the enemy gold free gold. I'm sorry, you never want to give the enemy team free gold like that. And he is going to save his tower on the right here. They have Orb Prime. He's going to regen everything. Just everything, and checks for Scion, it's not there. One added passive of Glacial Mallet that new players may not consider is the move speed buff. It gives you extra damage based on your move speed. So this synergizes extremely well with Berserker's Axe and Augmentation because you get a little bit more efficacy out of those items because of Glacial Mallet. And of course the Iceskorn Talons. So there you have 3 out of 5. I'm sorry, you have basically all 4 items synergizing in one way with the passives. Because, you know, also Augmentation, when you use your ultimate, you get a move speed buff. So all in all, just complete domination. Maybe I should have picked a different game for this build. And this is the item that just completely floored me in his build. Gravity Greaves. Gravity Greaves has an out of combat move speed buff. I'm not sure if it applies towards his dash or if it, you know, if his, yeah. But he is now just on the hunt, and look at that. He just says, no thanks, I'm not interested in this engagement, I'm out. Oh man, the Decker stun from downtown! Oh my goodness. Decker, you can take that kill, you earned it. And the Argus just is right there and confirms it. But he gets a little bit more out of his dashes by jumping with Gravity Greaves and dashing. Quite cool. Quite cool. Oh, the Argus stun. Oh, he's choosing to go in on the TV. Yeah. He's so big. Oh, and he stops the Countess. Oh, yeah. And this is going to be a swift FF, or they're just maybe going to outright crush the core here. Oh, the Decker lands another stun from downtown. This Decker is quite skilled. And so he Gravity Greaves out of there. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that's the build. I'm not sure what he's going to build next, but honestly, I feel a little bit bad because we didn't get to really see the build in its entirety. You only saw a little bit of Gravity Greaves action, so why don't we examine another game for the first episode of Is He Cookin'? Let's see it again. Hey everybody, here I have another game for you here. And it's showcasing the same build, same player. I figured you guys would want to see it in a version of the build that's reached full items. So this is an example of that. Now, this is, again, a very high-level lobby. You have some of the, like, just to give you some insight, you have some of the best players in all of Predecessor in this game. For example, the enemy jungler, who's the Kalari player, is one of the best in the game, one of the best Kalari players in the game, and, you know, I'm curious how he's going to do here. Very nice ward for the Crunch player. Oh, he avoids the needless damage by Grux there. The Crunch player warded the enemy's 2 camp because he wants to keep tabs on the enemy jungler. Oh man. They trade somewhat evenly here. Oh wow, we have a level 1 rotation from the mid laner. Oh goodness gracious, what are you thinking, Howie? Howie is just... Okay. Okay, Howie gets it. Howie gets the first blood. I don't agree with this level 1 rotation. You're giving Gadget free farm. I don't think that was the right move. It's not worth it. Sure, you get first blood, but how many minions have you lost as a result? But we're not gonna focus on the mid lane. We're focused on this build and this Crunch player. So from our previous game, you already know where he was going to be rocking the first few items. Oops, please excuse me. That was my cellular device. So at level 2, he's just freezing the wave, and the Grux is pushing the wave, trying to crash it, and fails. And now he's trying to crash it again. Oh man. Okay. Yeah. Our Crunch player has not yet backed, so he's got to be a little bit careful. The Kalari is lurking right there, and I'm not sure if the Crunch player was close enough to hear, because you can hear if the enemy jungler is on the 3 camp from beyond the wall. Oh man. And he's... Ooh! Oh no, yeah. Nice patience by the Kalari player there. Very well played by our Crunch player as well. He survived much longer than most people would. But here we go. Let's hurry up as he goes back to lane. Okay. Well, I'm gonna, since we're examining 2 games for the first episode, I'm going to accelerate just the moments like this where all he's doing is last hitting. He's trying to keep the wave frozen here as long as possible. And now the Crunch comes in. He does have a level advantage on the Crunch, but I'm sorry, Crunch has a level advantage on the Grux. Oh, does he get it? He gets the Grux again. Grux is just misplaying this. Wow. Okay, thanks, thank you, Ameta. I want to stay on this character. Wow, that was, pretty devastating to the Grux. The Grux was in a pretty good spot, and then he just tossed it in the waste bin. Right into the garbage. That's not what you want to do. You always have to press tab and look when a character returns to see what items they have, if they completed an item or even just brought a tier 2 component. So it looks like our Crunch is going back, since the wave state is not in his favor. It's pushed towards the Grux quite far, so he's backing to heal and presumably to pick up more HP. Now he's returning. Crest is still level 4, despite having free farm for a little bit. He didn't even reach level 5 yet. He's ganking mid lane now. And once, you know, Crunch is not... He becomes a completely different character at level 6, and if you want to, like, try to slow him down, the time to strike is before level 6. And the fact that the Grux is leaving lane, missing out on farm, by the time he comes back, this Crunch is going to bully him. Just straight up bully him. Crunch is closer to his first item spike, and he's level 6. And now he's waiting. He's waiting. Yeah, come to Papa. Come to Papa. That's right. Yep. Come give me a hug. Shoryuken! Look at that. Look at that. Oh my gosh. What did I tell you? The Grux is just not as experienced as our Crunch player here, and our Crunch player punishes him. Okay, stop changing the character, please. Please fix your replay editor, Rometta. So the Crunch goes to try to take the 5 camp, and the Kalari had already finished it. We're going to fast forward through the more uneventful parts, since we are having an extended episode for our first episode of Is He Cooking? Okay, now does he gets the next component of the item, and he comes back. And with this component, he's going to deal even more damage. The Grux rotating mid again. Not a bad idea considering he crashed the wave. But now this is when he kind of overstays his welcome. But anyway, he's just going to push to the tower. Oh, and he catches the Grux out, and he's gonna get his blink here. Yep. Yeah.
Killing spree.
Looks like he's aiding in a mid lane gank with his jungler. Oh, he burns. Okay. Oh, he's a little bit indecisive here. Goes in on the steal. Oh, the steal's level 4. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. And now the Murdoch, he's just everybody is getting uppercutted left and right. And now the gadget is blinked away, and they're hunting the gadget. But intelligently, our Crunch player decides, hey, it's time to go back to farm. We got 2 kills here. There's no need to pursue further. The team is going to clean it up. He gets a nice orange buff, which is really good because it actually helps Crunch's abilities come out quicker. When you get attack speed, it helps the abilities come out quicker, which is actually a nice little added benefit of Crunch. He does lose the tier 1 tower first, but he's keen on punishing the Grux because he knows the Grux doesn't have a blink now, and he is just going to effortlessly kill the Grux. The Grux, accepting his fate, does not even try to fight the Crunch. He just tries to get as much farm as possible there, and our Crunch player is going to shove the wave as much as possible. He's probably going to look to score a tier 1 tower in return here, if possible. That's why he's catching the wave so close to the tower that he's trying to get his wave under the tower as quickly as possible. So he gets the farm from the wave, and now he just wants to burn this down and get that sweet 400 gold, 400 or 500 gold. I think if it's the first tower of the game, it's 500, and then it's 400 after. But unfortunately, Grux rotates too quickly back, and he's just gonna continue to get a little bit of a lead with the Scion buff. Oh, and he wants to go in on this Grux, but he doesn't. He chooses not to. Okay, the Grux player taking the 5 camp. And he knows that the Grux player is likely taking the 5 camp because it's a very common thing to do. He's fighting inside the Grux ult. Oh man, and he gets punished for it. Maybe he did that because he thought that his jungler was going to come sooner.
Unstoppable.
But when Grux, for the newer players, Grux's ult, it has an element of leeching physical power. With every hit he applies, he leeches physical power. So it's usually a good idea to run away when he does that. Not in all situations, but just be mindful of that, especially if you're a physical damage dealer, that when you're fighting a Grux under the effect of his Warlord's challenge, which is his ultimate, just keep in mind he's sapping your physical power. So That's how those kind of situations occur when Grux somehow survives with such little HP. 'Cause it's a combination of his life leech and him sapping the physical power that allows him those kind of brawler moments. But we got our Iceskorn Talons online, and we have
Unreal.
a tier 2 component and a tier 1. Let's just examine the CS here. 103 to 78. So a 1 in 5 Grux with 78 CS versus a 3 and 2 Crunch. So our Crunch has a significant lead, so much so that the enemy solo laner does not even have their Crest yet. So pretty devastating, pretty devastating. And the enemy solo laner also Stormbreaker. Cool item choice. A little bit off the beaten path for Grux too. Normally in solo lane, what's considered the best starting item for Grux, hands down, bar none, is Basilisk. But with this significant lead here, our Crunch player can with the Crest also, he can definitely 1v1 the Grux. And since Grux is waiting under tower to catch the wave, he's going to try to get his the enemy jungler's 5 here. We're gonna. Oh, hold on. It just loves switching characters. All right. Yeah, look at that damage output. Oh man, he's dead. Yeah, no shot. You just have to you have to recognize that the lead difference and just okay. Thanks, so meta. You have to recognize the lead difference and just dip out there. And our Crunch player secures the tier 1 tower with the solo gold and is continuing to push to tier 2. He's going to get some good damage on the tier 2 tower via the minion wave. And he's now... Our Crunch player has become so big, he's starting to affect the enemy jungle as he's taking the enemy jungle's camps, which is always devastating. It's always devastating as a jungler to have the enemy solo laner taking your camps. You never want that, ideally. So he returns to wave with his second item. Berserker's Axe is officially online. And it looks like he was freezing there for a moment, but he decided against it. And he's looking to check if they're taking mini, and he's not. And it appears as though he's going for a rotation mid. Oh, he noticed the enemy solo laner trying to score a kill on the Howie. He rotated over to help a little bit. He's going to shove mid lane. My goodness, the amount of times that it changes characters is obscene. I don't know how anybody out of meta can think that this replay system is in a good state. Just shameful, utterly shameful. Okay, now he's returning to his lane. Oh no, he knows the 5 camp is up. Let's fast forward through this. He's gonna check for the red buff. Oh, he sees the red buff. And he's going for it. He has quite literally taken every camp of the red jungle. Oh, and is he waiting? Yep. He gets the 2 camp as well. And now he gets the first tier 2 component of his 3rd item, which we already know from the first game is Glacial Mallet. And in this game, Glacial Mallet, it's not as good as the previous game because Kalari procs it and Gadget procs it. And that's it. I don't think Murdoch... Oh, our Crunch player is getting ganked here. And this is a really bad situation. Oh man, he's not going to be able to escape here. Unless he has a dash. Oh, he does. Oh, the Kalari blinks. The Kalari sees blood and that's it. That's all she wrote. Oh, the thing now gets one of them. We'll fast forward until the crunch is up. But yeah, that is a pretty devastating fight. The crunch against the Grux is one thing. that's manageable, but when you add a Kalari into the mix and the Grux sapping the physical power of the crunch, it becomes a totally different situation. So now he's back to farming.
Allied tower under attack.
Grux is there to defend tier 2. He's going to be checking the jungle. I'm going to fast forward a little bit because we don't need to see every moment in an analysis. So he's here. He sees them. Oh, and he's going in. Oh, the Kalari is there too. Oh man. Oh man, they rewind the. Oh wow, that catches him. Oh my gosh, the Grux catching him there was massive. He was quite literally on like the pixel, the pixel of the corner there. That's massive. The Grux made a huge play there. Wow. And the team of the Crunch player, one hit. All right, let's. The death timer's adding up now, and our Crunch player is back. We see more components of the Glacial Mallet starting to form. And the enemy Grux player, despite being 2 levels down, or now 1 level down, did a really, really good job in coming back. Getting a triple kill, that can bring him back into the game. The enemy team is well aware that the Crunch is on the camp. And Crunch, being Crunch, is able to run away, especially with Berserker's axe. Oh, and the Crunch player just solo bolos the Grux. The Grux, unfortunately, overestimating himself after the triple kill. And now the Crunch player may take the tier 2 tower here. No, he chooses not to. Crunch is not that great at sieging towers and doing tower damage, but he can certainly deal damage to the wave. Alright. Our Glacial Mallet has completed, and now we have magic armor for our Gravity Greaves. This game's a little bit longer, so I'm hoping there's more situations where Gravity Greaves is used.
Enemy has fallen.
And he wants this fight. He's gonna get pulled under. Oh, nice dodge.
Enemy has been slain.
Yeah, the trade was clearly in favor of the Crunch player here. Okay, nice. Ooh! Oh, very nicely done. Oh, but he's taken so much tower damage. Very nicely done. The majority of the damage taken was from the tower itself, but he basically got a Grux blink for free, essentially, at this point. So, incredible play by the Crunch player. Unfortunately, his whole team is dead. His whole team died on the other side of the map. So he's trying to clear red side jungle to try to gimp the enemy jungler as best as he can. And he seizes the 5 and 2 camp, and now he's backing. Whittling away at the enemy jungler's camps like that makes a big difference over time, because the enemy jungler wants that 5 camp, he wants that 2 camp, he wants that extra golden experience. Level 16. Oof, this is scary for Grux. He now has level 3 ultimate. Uh-oh, but they're trying to lure him in. But he sniffs it out. Tekken kid, amazing sense, amazing game sense. He felt something was off, and he just expertly diffuses, or rather deflates the enemy's gank. He's still cautious. He's still very cautious. He knows that they could just be lurking outside that fog wall there. sorry if you guys hear birds in the background. Sorry. So now they're rotating over for the third Fangtooth. The third Fangtooth, you cannot allow the enemy team to secure third Fangtooth no matter what. You have, if you're behind, it's the Fangtooth that you are required to contest. And if you don't contest it, it's at your own peril. So our Crunch player goes in a bit prematurely and takes a bunch of damage, but the team rotates quickly enough to save him, and it is just a successful, oh, not so successful. It was maybe a 2-for-2 trade there. And I don't even think that they get Fang. They're not even going to go for Fangtooth because the jungler's down. So is the enemy jungle, but it's still a bit of a risk. Oh, and the Gruxing on the tower, ulting. Oh man. Losing the tier 2 tower first, that's pretty devastating. The Grux doing really well though. Really, really well. Oh, never mind. And the Wraith comes in and gets a nice little assist. Yeah, damn.
Allied tower under attack.
Yeah. Oh wow. Bone Seeker and a Nixian Quiver. That is so cool.
Allied tower
He gets attack speed and damage mitigation. I would have liked to just, I mean, I wish a Nixian Quiver didn't have crit on it. It's like the only bad thing about the item.
has fallen.
Okay. And so Gravity Greaves are online. But he has to back because he's low. Oh, he's not backing. Did he see? No, he sees them going for Fangtooth, and he sees this as an opportunity to take tier 2 tower. If you do lose third Fangtooth, like, oh, they did, yeah. If you do lose third Fangtooth, you try to soften the blow by taking a tier 2 tower. It's not ideal, but it's better than nothing. And now he's going to continue to try to camp the enemy jungle. We can fast forward through this. Oh my gosh, he saw, wait. No, okay, I thought he was getting collapsed on. It was just his ally Wraith. But he Gravity Greaves and left out of there. Wow. I wish you can run this on Jungle Crunch, but solo laners have more farm available to them, so you can't really run. Like, it's not really feasible unless you get a massive lead. Okay, so now the solo lane the state of the wave is in a neutral state, and now he's going to push it towards the enemy and probably rotate to help his team. Yep, he's going to help his team now. Oh. He's getting there quicker. Oh, and he gets steel ult slammed. He misses the uppercut. This is gonna get dicey really soon. Oh, nice. Oh, he Gravity Greaves out of there. Oh, he gets the Grux. Oh, but he's gonna. Oh, he survives. Well, he survived the initial damage, but he died to the I believe it was the Megacosm. Free damage is really good in this game. It might not. No, he might have not died to the Megacosm. But regardless, if he might have died to the Kalari Dagger or the Megacosm, one or the other. Really a fascinating build by 6 here too. Draconum 4th, Citadel 5th. He's got a bunch of armor. He's got a lot more survivability. So as a result of that lost team fight, the enemy team secures Ore Prime. So far they've secured every single advantage, which does not reflect well on our Crunch's jungler. As a jungler, that's your core responsibility. And for our finishing item here, we have Painweaver. Yes. Painweaver. Oh man. Oh, but he did not see the gadget there. Gadget burning her ult. But with the Gravity Greaves, you just hightail it on out of there, and you're perfectly fine. It's okay. If you're getting ganked, don't worry. Just jump and dash over them. You're like an airplane. Oh, with the Grux seizing the blue buff from the enemy jungle. That's rough. All right, we're entering the last stretch of the game. So okay, I just want to tell you guys. So you guys see every item provides some kind of move speed benefit. Painweaver is no exception. And it adds to the synergy of Glacial Mallet. It gives a little bit extra physical damage. So, it's really quite nice. Like, a very, very interesting build with a lot of thought behind it that utilizes move speed to great effect. And is he going to get an inhibitor for free? Oh my gosh, he's going to get an inhibitor for free. Now, go back and defend. Go back and defend. Yep. Really, really amazing play by our crunch player, giving his team the best chance. And the enemy team backs, and they don't even catch him on his portal or back. I'm not sure if he bought a tonic. I don't think that buffs show here, unfortunately, due to this archaic replay system. But presumably he did buy a tonic. And it would likely be the offensive tonic that gives physical power and Omnivan. Because that is by far the best one on Crunch. And so now they seem to have switched lanes here. Or he's just looking to push here. But he's got to be careful here. He's got to be careful. He gets the tier 2, and he's getting collapsed on by the whole team at this point. Everybody. He drops his Iceskorn Talons, and he just disappears. The Fangtooth is up, and so he's coming back here. Uh-oh, but the Kalari picks the Wraith. Crunch needs to be in this fight. So does Steel. What's Steel doing? Steel is AFK in Fountain. Oh, Steel DC'd. Oh man, Steel DC'd. So it's a 5v4. That's why he's not going to the fight. Wow. So, I mean, the enemy team is going to win. They get a free Primal Fangtooth. That's also their 4th. And he goes for the blue buff, he gets it, and he has to double dash and blink out. At this point in the game, you can't fight a Primal. What he's going to try to do is catch the waves before to try and stop their push. This is a high-level play right here. Very nice. Very, very nice. But unfortunately, there's nobody here to defend, not even the Steel. If the Steel was there, it'd be a different story, but unfortunately... What can we do? Oops. Oops. So, I'm sorry for that. They catch the Murdoch. And he's just trying to get anybody... Oh, he dodges! He bombs! He weaves! And... he explodes. Oh, man. And this is unfortunately the DC. That stinks. And that's basically going to be the game, everybody. At this point, you can't really... this is a 5v5, and... oftentimes, players are good enough to where you're just not going to be able to win a 5v4. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, Kalari ulted into the fountain because it's going to be over. Or so the Kalari thought. The gadget hitting like a Mack truck. And he's gonna... oh, he blinks out and he survives. Wow, barely. Grux gets the next inhib. And is this going to be a forfeit, or do they actually win a fight here? Grux gets caught out. The Wraith gets caught out, unfortunately. Big misplay by the Wraith, making it a 3v5, and now it's virtually impossible to contest the War Prime. As a carry, the Wraith has to be smarter. You can't allow yourself to be caught out in such a pivotal moment in the game. The same goes for the jungler when the objectives are up. You can't allow yourself to get picked at such a pivotal moment in the game. Doing so will lead to a loss. That's a big enough mistake to lead to a loss. And our Crunch player here trying to seize the situation here, and he does something. He went in on the Kalari. Hold on, let's watch. I just want to watch how this was so one-sided. The Kalari literally take him down 90%? Let's see. Oh my gosh, yeah. Kalari just blew everything on the Crunch. And missed dagger. Oh, got him with that dagger. Oh, he dodges it with the gravity Greaves! Oh, man. Good try. Dude, that dagger dodge with the grav Greaves. Beautiful. Beautiful. And that's going to be the end of the game, ladies and gentlemen. And so, here we showcased the solo lane Crunch build. You guys know the items: Iceskorn Talons, Augmentation, Berserker's Axe, Glacial Mallet, Gravity Greaves, Painweaver. Very interesting build, move speed based on a character in a lane that typically does not go anything like that. What do you guys think? Is he cooking or is he not? Let me know down in the comments, and I'm eager to hear what the community thinks. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, fight on, friends.